everyone, and welcome to the Live Your Best Marriage podcast. I'm your host, Whitney Shayo.
And I'm your host, Pesa Shayo.
This, of course, is the place where we believe that every single marriage out there has a chance.
Yes, every marriage has a chance to be awesome and also to be fulfilling.
You guys can find us on Twitter. I'm at Whitney Shayo.
And I'm at Pesa Shayo.
You can like us on Facebook,
which is Facebook.com/Live Your Best Marriage.
Or you can visit the blog at liveyourbestmarriage.com.
Oh, yeah.
So today we wanted to talk to you guys about redemption. Is redemption part of your marriage?
Wow, redemption? Is
Yeah.
Is it something that Jesus does?
So, well, yeah, of course. Of course. We were saved by Jesus. If it weren't for his gift of grace, that would not have been possible. But what happens when you have an argument with your spouse? Does it end there? Do you reach a solution and then after that you have closure and you just move on? Or do you carry the problem with you? Do you continue to have a grudge?
So redemption is removing the grudge? Or
redemption means that you're able to go through a problem because situations hurt, words hurt, all of those things, and they always happen. I mean, we can't avoid those things. But redemption means that you can go through all of that and then come out of it on the other side going back to normal. Like just sort of a recovery, I guess.
Okay, so like just being saved from sin, or being saved from your mistakes.
Saved from your mistakes, I guess. I know redemption is, I guess, we use that word a lot in Christianity. I mean, as Christ followers, we use that word.
When you say redemption, I also remember that song by Bob Marley.
Yeah, well, yeah,
redemption song. Are you gonna sing it for us?
No, I'm not gonna. You don't want to hear me sing. Trust me.
Okay.
It's enough.
Come on,
enough just to listen to me talk. I won't make you listen to my singing voice. I
like it.
If we can view it as a recovery, as being able to move past the hurts.
Yes.
Just going beyond those things. So that's the question. When you do have an argument or someone says something that hurts, I'm talking about between you and the person you're married to.
Okay.
How do you move on from that? Because some of us, there's that tendency to carry some of those words forward. We're like, okay, yeah, fine, I'm not mad about that anymore, but we still remember some of those hurtful things that happened. And there's a difference, of course, between just remembering it and then carrying a grudge. I mean, those are two very different things.
So is it like forgive and forget?
Right. So it's the whole idea of forgive and forget, but it just sometimes that really is easier said than done. I mean, and we talk about that a lot here at Live Your Best Marriage. We talk about tips that can basically revolutionize someone's marriage. Basically just totally give your marriage this huge makeover, but they're hard to do, though. That's the thing. I mean, some of them take really, really hard work. I mean, just think about couples who are trying to recover from adultery.
So do they need to... that kind of is crazy when people are told to forgive and forget. Because right. So you're saying like forget, is it like kind of deleting it from your memory?
I would think so. That's what I would assume. Forgive and forget.
So forgive and delete.
But also that brings another question. Okay, I forgave you for this, but should I trust you now? Can I continue to trust you? So
there's something that our pastor said that there's something a pastor said, that the forgiveness there is like, you don't owe me anything. Basically, I've released you, and you don't owe me anything. Like the debt has been paid. But that does not necessarily mean that I have to put you back into the circle of trust.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So that just tells me that for a couple who is trying to recover from an affair, or whether it's a porn addiction, whatever the problem was, there's a lot of hard work involved.
Oh yeah.
Really a lot.
Yeah.
So, but I just want to encourage everybody to just keep in mind that when you do make redemption part of your marriage, if you do move past these issues, there is a lot of happiness that is still available to be enjoyed. Because that sounds kind of weird, because I just want to emphasize the fact that you can go through problems and then still be happy together after it's over.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is possible to go through painful things as a couple.
Yes.
And then still come out of it, and be totally in love with each other.
Oh yeah.
So that is what redemption does. I mean, that it just takes you to the next level. And you can move forward and continue enjoying life together.
So basically, just forgive, but at the same time, you have to evaluate if you'll put them back into a place where you can trust them.
Yeah, because and I know, like I just said a few minutes ago, I mean, words hurt and situations can hurt too. But if we're able to get to the bottom of the issue and forgive our partner, that is where the healing starts.
Yeah.
So, and that's the key word, healing.
Yes.
You always want to search for how can we start healing?
Yes.
You want to figure that out as quickly as you can.
Yes.
And so the ability to give grace obviously might not come easily for some of us.
No.
I mean, it's not always going to be the easiest thing to do.
No.
But again, mistakes will occur.
They will.
We should just...
nobody's perfect.
No one is perfect.
No one is
we
perfect.
should expect mistakes.
No one is perfect.
But it's the way we react and then how we decide to handle those mistakes. That is what makes the difference.
Yes.
So, those are the types of things that will put your marriage on a certain trajectory.
Yes.
A good one or a bad one. I mean, it's pretty simple, because I've seen what carrying a grudge can do.
What can it do?
It can bring on divorce.
Oh yeah.
It can just make everyone in a house miserable. It wreaks havoc.
And actually, you're living in the past.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. You're not even enjoying the present day. You are literally just focused on what's behind you.
Tied to the past.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so that's what makes me ask the question. So is redemption part of your marriage? What trajectory are you on? Are you on that path that has the grudges, or are you guys able to just keep moving forward?
And
because that is what makes a huge, huge difference for you as a couple. And I think a lot of us, we spend a pretty significant amount of time, going over who was at fault and who wasn't.
And sometimes we want to know that so that we can say, okay, if you are at fault, what can you do to not do that again?
Right. Yeah. Yes. I mean, that's absolutely true. you definitely want to know, okay, what is the cause of the problem?
Yes.
So that we can prevent this from happening
Mm-hmm.
again. That's totally legit.
Yes.
But if we spend 90% of our, if 90% of our focus is going to, oh, well, you did this, you did that. Oh, no, I didn't. No, this is what happened. No, that happened. Finding who's at fault and who wasn't, and just arguing about who caused it, who didn't cause it, then you have very little creativity left over for actually finding the solution.
Okay. And also, it means to me that we are spending more time in the problem, not in the solution phase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, and fine. At the end of the day, we find out, we clearly define what the problem was. Now we still have to figure out how to go ahead and solve the problem.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And also, we still have to live together.
Yeah, we still have to live together.
Yes.
So, yeah, how can we make this more enjoyable? How can we go back to a normal state? How can we return to a place where at least we're happy, or we're getting along at the very least?
So that means we need to forgive, right?
Yeah. How can we make sure that we don't carry bitterness along with us? And that brings up the next issue. If we are willing to reach a solution, and that also takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
It takes tremendous effort, because that means that we have to be willing to do whatever it takes to repair the relationship and keep building it so that it becomes stronger and stronger.
Yes.
So that determination also may not come easily. Just like we said, giving grace freely, that may not be the easiest thing. So it works the same way with just having that grit and determination not to give up and continue to build a stronger bond and not have any of the bitterness. And
I like the way you use the word grit, because to me, grit comes out like that holding on, that perseverance, that persistence, that just being there, sticking with it.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Absolutely. And I think it's really unfortunate that a lot of us don't appreciate how much perseverance and grit it truly does take to make a marriage last.
It takes a lot.
Yeah, it does. It takes that relentless feeling of, I am not giving up on this. I am not walking out. And so a lot of us, there are times it's just like, oh my gosh, this is nuts. It's like running a business.
Yeah.
Imagine all of the businesses that close.
Yes.
It's really hard work to keep the doors open, keep the business up and running. It takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of consistency and perseverance. And a marriage is way more precious than a business.
Because like with a marriage, like you are in there for a long time, like for till death do us apart.
Right.
And with a business, you can say, okay, I didn't like it, or I don't want to do it anymore, and you can actually close.
I changed my mind.
Yes, and you can close your door. But that does not mean you can do that with your marriage. I guess you can, but you are supposed to be till death do us apart.
Right.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. So just think of the grit and determination that is required to keep a business up and running. It is not easy. And so, but a marriage, which is way more special, way more important, it actually, I think, takes a lot more determination.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're together 24/7. And to not consider other options, to not consider doing something different or taking another path, it really does take a tremendous amount of effort.
And when I mean, yeah, it does.
It does, because those just remember those moments when you do feel like giving up, when you feel like there's no hope, and you just don't see how you can reach a solution.
And also the message that you're getting at that time is it's not going to work.
Pretty much.
Like you need to move on.
Pretty much every message you're receiving, whether it's from, I don't care if it's Hollywood, I don't care if it's pop culture, if it's politicians,
it's all
friends,
the same
family,
anyway.
Whoever it is, there's almost a guarantee that there's this pressure to go ahead and file for divorce. Go ahead.
I'm filing.
There's this feeling that it's being reinforced. Like, there's no way this is going to work out for you.
Yes.
But honestly, that's why we have this podcast, because we've gone through those moments too. We've been together for 13 years, so we've also had our own fair share of issues. But we just want to tell you that it is possible to make it last. It is possible to stay together. And yes, it can work.
Yes.
It can work out.
Yes.
And so whatever problem you might be dealing with right now, whatever frustration you might have in your marriage, I just want you to just go ahead and start picturing what it's going to be like when you come out of that storm. It's honestly.
And when you're in the storm, the truth is sometimes you don't even feel like you'll ever come out of it. Like when you're in it, like in a hurricane, I've never been in a hurricane, but when you're looking at a hurricane, when you're in it, you don't feel like it's ever going to end.
You don't really see the way out.
Yes. Now, we can tell you that it's ending. We can look at the satellite images and we're like, yeah, in the next 3 hours, that whole thing will pass. But it's just like a tornado. We know it will last for 6 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever, and then it will pass. But at that moment, it feels like it's there forever. And the decisions that you make at that time will actually affect a lot of things after the tornado has passed.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, it's true. It's true. We can sit here and tell you that yes, the storm will end. Yes, you will solve the problem you're having right now. But we just want to remind you, we want to encourage you and let you know that yes, it is possible for you guys to be happy again the way you were before.
The way you are before.
Even happier. It is possible to just enjoy life together. So, again, I know it's not all sunshine and rainbows all the time. I get it. But I just honestly, because I think another issue is we assume that just because a couple has been together for a long time, that they don't have problems. Or that they don't fight or they don't disagree. Or
like everything is perfect. And if it wasn't perfect, then they wouldn't be together. But the fact that they have been together for 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, that means they are getting along and everything is perfect. But unfortunately, might not be the case.
The truth is, they have had problems, but they were able to get through it.
Yes.
They were able to solve the issue and then make redemption part of their marriage. It's a continuing thing. It's ongoing.
Yeah.
Redemption is not something that you'll do once or twice.
Yes.
It is continuous. It will just keep coming up. So the same way, staying in love is more than just feeling like being in love. It's you just choose to love. And it's not, again, it's something that you chase. You persevere. You are consistent. You just keep it up. That's pretty much the gist. That's pretty much, no, really, that's how it works. Yeah.
Although that time,
because
feelings go, and actually sometimes you might feel like you might get the feeling like, oh my God, I can't stand this. Maybe an hour later you might be like, oh, this sounds great, she's awesome, but at that moment it's like, I cannot believe she said that.
I
Oh no, I can't believe he said that.
Oh, thank you for giving both examples. That's so nice. But it's true. The feelings at that moment can be so intense that you're just like, okay, I'm enough.
Yeah.
Enough.
Mm-hmm.
No more.
Yeah.
But again, I just go back to that same point that yes, things can get better. They will get better.
They have to.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
better.
Absolutely.
They better get better.
For sure.
They better get better, yeah.
So, and just keeping in mind that there's always room for improvement.
Yes.
Both husband and wife, we're constantly growing, changing, getting better.
Yes.
It's nobody's perfect. So, just as we mentioned in the beginning, mistakes will happen.
Now, sometimes when we say nobody's perfect, does that mean that we are saying that to get people off the hook?
It's not to get someone off the hook, because that whole determination thing comes back up. If someone does do something hurtful, someone does make a mistake that just had a huge devastating impact on their partner,
yes,
then that person really does have a responsibility to do everything they can to not only just show that they're sorry or say that they're sorry, but to try to make things right again. Because again, I mean, redemption can also be viewed as I'm making a repair. Yes. I care enough to fix what I did. I might not be able to fix what I did. I might not be able to take back what I said, but I can show you that I'm sorry, and I want to move past this. So yes, I mean, it's not about letting someone off the hook, because there's always that side of it where they have to make it very clear they are invested
in the relationship.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, so just saying that no one is perfect, that's just a reminder for all of us that yes, mistakes happen. We do wrong things. We do wrong things.
We do wrong things.
We do wrong things.
Do you do wrong things?
Hopefully not often, but again, that doesn't mean that I don't have an obligation to come back later and say, I really did not mean that. My intention was not to make you feel the way you're feeling right now.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell us something about intentions?
You actually broke it down to me about intentions. So maybe go ahead and tell us about intentions, because you are very good.
Okay, we'll save that story for another episode. Pesa and I had a really, really huge disagreement last weekend, and
I can say
he would call it more than just a disagreement, but I was pretty sure that his intentions were not good. But anyway, we'll save that.
We can just tell them now. I mean, okay.
We'll spill the beans. So last weekend I was speaking at a conference, and we didn't really know the setup of the room. So I just told Pesa, you know what? Instead of trying to figure out the lighting and taking pictures of me, just take a video. And then that way we'll always have the video. We can post it on YouTube and do whatever. So he's like, okay, fine. So he takes a video. And
he
did. I mean, he set up everything. He did a great job.
I mean, I went way out of my way.
He went above and beyond to take this video of me speaking.
And I got the audio just the way you wanted.
Yes, he did the audio. Now, the only problem is he snapped a few pictures of me, and none of them really turned out too well. didn't really turn out that great. Some of them were a little fuzzy, and I guess he deleted a few where, I blinked or whatever. So, okay, fine. I was okay with that. Well, later on at this same event, there was a contest where several speakers were competing against each other. And Pesa took what? A ton of pictures of these contestants. Oh. Each contestant must have had at least 20 shots.
But they never got video.
They didn't have video. But the pictures that he snapped of these folks, I'll just say,
these ladies,
these individuals these photos were fabulous quality. None of them were blurry.
Everything had. There was a lot of them which were blurry too.
They were nice pictures. Let me just put it that way. So I came back furious. Okay, why do I not have any good pictures? And you even told me you deleted a few that didn't turn out well. But these other ladies have I don't know how many pictures. How is that fair?
But they never have any video.
How is that? So I questioned his intentions. Okay, fine. You can call it a mistake, or you can call it a misunderstanding, or you can just call it something happened that did not go well. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Didn't go over too well for the two of us. I made the mistake of assuming he was doing it on purpose, that he was out to get me. I told him to his face that he does not appreciate pictures of me, that he does not want pictures of me, and that he would rather have pictures of someone else. Okay, I totally I blew up. I admit it. So I questioned his intentions. That was the most hurtful thing to him, or at least that's what he told me.
It was.
He said the fact that you actually believe that I did this on purpose is what hurts the most. He's like, I'm sorry, it was a misunderstanding. I did the best I could to get the video which you asked for. The picture thing just didn't turn out. It wasn't it didn't go as expected.
Because the camera that I was using to get the video was the same camera that will get the nice pictures from a long distance.
So now, when we talk about redemption, now not only did I need to be understanding and forgiving of the error that I thought he made,
yeah,
but he also now had to deal with my anger and forgive me for just making that assumption that his intentions for me were bad. So that's what we talk about. And now, 1 week later, I've done so many other things in my schedule. I barely remember that conference. I don't mean that I mean that in the best way possible. What I mean is, I've moved past that whole incident.
Yes.
So now, if I even think about the way I was rude, guess what? I feel bad. Now I'm the one feeling really bad.
Yeah.
So that's what we mean when we ask, is redemption part of your marriage? Are you able to accept what happened, be understanding, be forgiving, and then move beyond that incident?
Yeah.
Are you able to do that? And so folks, just as a recap, redemption simply means that a couple can have a disagreement or be faced with a difficult situation that comes up and then be able to return to their normal state without carrying a grudge.
Yeah. And the whole thing about intention to me was so huge, because I believe that it's one thing to know what I want, but it's hard to know what the other person intended, because we are only seeing the results of their action. We don't really know their intention, what led to the action. We just have to guess.
Right.
And the intention can be good, the results can be bad, but we can make the assumption that because the results were not what we expected, we had a bad intention. And
Right.
that's what sometimes hurts.
Absolutely.
And that's why we need redemption.
That's right.
Redemption song.
So thank you, folks, once again.
Are you gonna sing us the redemption song?
I am not singing. I will not. I will not.
Are you gonna take us out with the redemption song? I'll bring the guitar.
We will not mess up your ears. I promise. We're just
okay.
My just me talking is enough.
Is enough. Okay.
So, folks, thank you so much. We love doing this podcast. We love having you in the audience. Please, if you have any questions, reach out to us. And if you want to learn more information about some of the things we talk about here, feel free to visit the blog at liveyourbestmarriage.com. And we will be back again in a few days.
And don't forget to subscribe in iTunes. Bye and God bless.
Are you tired of being upset, lonely, feeling empty, or just plain frustrated with your marriage? And no matter how hard you try, you're not getting anywhere, just going in circles? No matter how much you try to make time for one another in your schedule, or how many times you say, "I'm sorry," Pesa and I have put together 99 ideas to help you connect with that one special person, so that things can start to be more like the way they were before everyday life got in the way and caused the two of you to drift apart. We want you to have 99 ways to show love to your spouse absolutely free. You can find it at 99waystoshowlovetoyourspouse.com. Because here at Live Your Best Marriage, we truly hope that the two of you can move closer together and enjoy the connection that comes from achieving a stronger bond. Again, that's 99waystoshowlovetoyourspouse.com. That's the number 99waystoshowlovetoyourspouse.com.